Good evening, traders, and welcome to the PL Capital Commodity Report. I'm your host, Paul. Going to go over natural gas, oil, copper, gold, silver, and uranium. So let's start. All right, this is the 4-hour chart of natural gas, the futures contract. This is now the May contract. Rolled over yesterday. And we finally broke that February low this week. So I've been wondering if this was all just the third wave right here, and I don't believe it is. Now there is one scenario that this could be three, but I unless I'm miscounting this wave coming up here, I still think this is a 5-wave move, and I think it's probably then WXYXZ. So I think that's X, and now we're coming down for the Y wave. Now, the only thing that's giving me a problem, we do have 3 waves, so that could be the Y, but in order for this to be a diagonal, this third wave should have ended a little bit farther, like in the 1.6 range. So that's the only thing that's giving me a little pause. I mean, I guess it's possible then that if that's 1, 2, 3, and if this is a 3-wave move instead of what I think is the X move, X wave, we could be coming down now for the 5th wave, but I think that's an outside chance. But definitely going to need to watch the reaction from today's low, because we do have 3 waves. But like I said, if this is all the third wave, like that's the first wave, the X wave, and now they're doing something for the Y wave. It didn't end in the appropriate spot. It needs to come down, at least down to like 1.6. So I'm wondering if they might be doing like an ending diagonal. Would that make sense? 3, 3, 5, yeah, that could. So you got a 3, 3, 5. This could all be just the first wave. Gonna get a correction up for 2, and then come down for 3, 4, and 5, and that would put us at least at 1.6, if not even lower than that. So I want to see the reaction, assuming that 1.704 is the low. Maybe they're just going to extend this last wave. I mean, there's a lot of possibilities that can happen, but I don't think that this can be the low for that third wave. It needs to end lower. So I just don't know what the format is going to be. That's why I want to see if they give a 3-wave correction here. I'm actually quite surprised that instead of 1.7, I'm surprised gas isn't even at like 150 right now. When we look at the storage, the inventory report, the blue line shows where the current inventory is. We've completely busted out of that 5-year min-max range. This is the time of year where, now the inventory starts to curl up. I know they're talking about doing production cuts, but it's going to take an awful lot, it seems, to get the inventory back inside this range, let alone get it back to the 5-year average. So we'll have to watch. I know they've been starting to do some rig count cuts, so gonna have to do something to get it back into that range. So I'm actually quite surprised, given that, how far out of the range it is, that natural gas isn't farther. So going to keep an eye on that. Now, one other thing to watch, if we look at the natural gas, this is the spot market, the cash market. I do think there's a possibility on the cash that we do have 3 waves down here, and that could be the third wave. I was expecting all of this to be the fourth wave, but this low here, 1719 on this cash market, it's got to hold because I thought the third was in. It came up for like the A wave. This would be like the B, and then I thought you had ABC up. I thought they were going to do like ending diagonal, so like 1, 2, and then give a 3, 4, and a 5, and come up here, and this would be the fourth wave up here. But they really sold that hard today, and if this 1719 breaks, then I don't think that the third wave is in even on the cash market all of a sudden. And then this would probably be like coming down in an ending diagonal format. Actually, what is it? Oh, yeah, it would be. That'd be 1, that'd be 2, and then they'd be coming down for 3, 4, and 5. And then I think that this would still just be the third wave, which means then coming back here, this is obviously going to then push a lot lower. And actually, that would make more sense to me that if we could get into that 1.6 range. So those are the things I'm watching. Want to see what kind of reaction do we get down here now that we've got this 5-wave move? Because maybe this is just the start of something. Maybe this will just be a diagonal, get a correction, and then continue on down. So we got to watch a lot of patterns that can still play out. But I still think they got to push it down. Just don't know how yet. All right, let's move on to oil. So oil, to me, I mean, there is a 3-wave move already, and not unless they're making a very contracting diagonal. I think they came up. I think they're going to come down one more time, get it down into this 79-ish range, 79 to 80, somewhere in here for 4 before they go back up for 5. Now, it could be that, I mean, the 4 is in over here. So if they do break above 82.43, then I think you got a really good chance that the 4 is in. It's just a super contracting diagonal. But I think one more down would make more sense. Because if I drill in, it looks like they could be making like a diagonal coming down. So like 1, 2, this could be 3. 4 is going to have to stop pretty much right where it is right now. And then come down one more time for the 5. And then that would be your 4. And that would be, if you're not already in oil, I think this would be a perfect entry somewhere in the mid 79s. But let's see. It's getting a little bit stronger than I thought it would. Pretty much has to just stop right where it is right now to reverse if they're making an ending diagonal coming down. All right, so that is oil. So let's move on to the metals. We're going to start with copper. Now, copper looks really, really good. There are 3 waves. And so now the only question is that all the correction for the 4th wave? So we can move that 3 over there. I'd be, if you're not already in, definitely anywhere in this range. So like 394 or so to where it is right now. Anywhere in here, I'd start to look for a buy setup and play it for one more wave up to break the high for the 5th wave. Now this could just be this 3-wave move. That could just be like, the A wave, going to give a little B and then one more down for C, but you might not get that chance. I think that's a better probability because there's not a whole lot of divergence between these 2 waves. So I think they might be just correcting for still one more down. So, several ways you can play, do a half position now and a half if they do break the low. But yeah, anywhere in this zone here is a good place to start looking for the buy setup. All right, gold. All right, so gold. So last week, as I was making the video, they exploded up to finish that third wave. And so now the fourth wave should be underway. And it looks to me like this all was a leading diagonal. And there are three waves here, an A, B, C, but this was a very strong C wave. I'm almost thinking that they might be coming up one more time. But either way, I wouldn't be buying. I'd only be looking for a sell setup if you're going to do anything with gold, because gold should be coming down for a fourth wave. So it should be coming down like to 2100. I don't know if I'd even be selling because we just don't even know. Maybe this third wave isn't even complete yet. So yeah, I'd only be looking for buy sets, but I think you'd be able to buy it cheaper. I don't know that I'd be selling, but it definitely looks like we have a leading diagonal to there. So this should all be correcting and then coming down. All right, let's go to silver. So now silver has come into that zone that I talked about last week. And I do think this is a WX. I think it's a Y because I've got 5 waves to there, and then they gave a correction and one more up. So just for labeling it, like WXY. And we do have 3 waves down, but this is really, I don't even know if this is, it might be, they're making a diagonal, so I think you might be able to get it one more time, closer to 24, 21, because this doesn't look complete yet. Like it looks like they're making an any diagonal. Like you almost got like 1 there and 2 there, 3. This might be 4, and then maybe 1 more down for 5. That's why I think you can get it a little bit cheaper if you're not already in, but I'd definitely only be looking for the buy setups. And I think you can get it a little cheaper. All right, uranium. Yeah, so uranium just getting stuck in this zone here. Now, what they did is, this has to be, they're either doing some kind of a running flat maybe, because they came down in 3, so they came down here, corrected, then they only came down in 3 waves here. Now, not unless this was 3 waves, and so this is like a WXY. I think they're making a diagonal here because you got 1 there, 2, and then I think that's 3. The 4 could be in, and now it's starting to come up again. So if they come up and break that high, 29.32 on this asset, that's your perfect clue that this might be all the correction, and then they go back up. And so then what I would do is I would just let this play out. Let them confirm that they're making a diagonal for you, because then you're going to get a correction. It might be even a deep correction. You might be able to get it cheaper than where it is right now, and then back up. So either way, I'd only be looking for buy setups. It's just a matter of, are they going to come back under 26.77 one more time? Because this was pretty strong move down. Now you do have the divergence, so it could be like a WXY. That could be all the correction. Obviously, if they come and break 29.32, then I feel a whole lot better that is all the correction, and they got the 1 more up. But I do think you'll be able to get it cheaper than where it is. You know, if you buy right now, you just have to know that they might be coming and going into the low 26s before they head back up. So a couple of ways to play it. I think getting confirmation might make the most sense, and then wait for the pullback after that. All right, that's the commodities. Hope it helps. Thanks for your likes and support. Good luck. I will see you in the next video.